This is a story about Dennis. Well, it's not really about Dennis, even though he is right at the centre of our story. It's actually about two teachers. But they don't know that. Mr. Deleek, hello, and Mr. Jace, hi. I'll let them introduce our main character, even though Dennis isn't really our main character. Mr. Deleek, if you will. Yes. Well, thank you. Yes, let me introduce you to Dennis. He's an absolutely terrible child. He's from a developing country, which is sad, but it means he doesn't know anything about the technology that we use. He's on detention most lunchtimes. It's almost like he wants to be there, really. I mean, he's never bringing his hat or his tie. And the kids, well, they don't like him either. The rest of the kids and I know, though, that it's just for a time. And, well, when he's not in the room, we all agree that it's a lot more peaceful. I just have to keep reminding them to enjoy those little moments when he's in his weekly meeting with the principal. We call it holiday time. Hold on. Wow. I'm not really sure that you're giving Dennis a fair go there. Hi again, I'm Mr. Jace. Do you mind if I introduce you to Dennis? This is Dennis. He's from a developing country, which is giving his classmates a really unique insight into another culture. He doesn't know how to use much of the technology, well, not yet anyway. So I've changed my teaching style to make sure that he feels more included. He's pretty smart too. You know, he makes sure that he gets detention by not bringing his hat or his tie because he likes spending time with Miss K during her detention duties. Smart kid. Some of the kids bully him, saying things like, "Oh, come on, when are you going to go to a special school?" Well, they've filled out their pink slips. I make a point of letting him know that we miss his input when he has to meet up with the principal each week. When he isn't in the room, we all agree that it's great that the principal is making sure he's settling in well. I've been able to get them to think about how they would feel going to another country. What a great opportunity for them to learn empathy and inclusion. Hold on a minute. Are you having a dig at me, Mr. Jace? Oh, of course not, Mr. Deleek. I'm correcting your deficit discourse. My what now? I don't need no correcting. Deficit discourse. When you speak about someone in a negative light, it can perpetuate negative behaviour. I'd hate for Dennis and the other children to actually believe he's a terrible child when he's actually quite charming. That child is a menace. Now there's some deficit discourse from popular culture. Dennis the Menace. If instead of treating Dennis like a menace and you started to acknowledge the potential that he carries around in his virtual school bag, you might start liking the kid. The cultural capital. He's got so much knowledge to share from his country. I'm putting him and his dad on the help committee for this year's survival walk. And, you know, the social capital. He could teach you a thing or two about the ladies. How long have you been wanting to spend some time with Miss K? You can cut that bit out, right? Come on, Mr. Deleek. Why don't you get rid of that deficit discourse and maybe have a go at speaking positively about Dennis? Fine. Go on. Well, come on. This is Dennis. He's from a developing country. Come on. He's smart, even though he doesn't always get his work done. Mr. Deleek. He's smart. Knows a lot about his home culture, has a way with the ladies, and I'll ask more kids about how they feel about Dennis. Are you happy? Mr. Deleek, I think you've described him wonderfully. People are always saying that you're a massive grump, stuck in your ways, but I don't believe it. I think it's a deficit discourse. If people took more notice of your self-confidence and your sharp dress code...
Shut up, Mr. Jace.